Okay. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Matt Woods, 0402, Commanding Officer, 1st Transportation Support Battalion. The overall goal of Pacific Blitz is to improve the coordination and cooperation with the Navy Marine Corps team. In particular, for us in 1st Marine Logistics Group and the Transportation Support Battalion, to work with our Navy counterpart, the Amphibious Beach Group, as well as our counterparts that work for the Maritime Prepositioning Force. What it simulates is conditions in which we would conduct a maritime prepositioning offload, which could be across the range of operations, which could range from a humanitarian disaster relief to preparing for combat operations against an adversarial force anywhere in the world at any time. So it can help no matter what. The communication and cooperation between us and our Navy counterparts is key, and how they contribute is they plan together. Obviously, we develop a plan on the front end, and plans tend to adjust. Somebody once said, it's not the plan, it's the planning. So that's continuous. So oftentimes there's many meetings at the battalion or unit level, as well as the individual sailor and Marine cooperating on the beach and cooperating in places like the cot lot and on the ship. Just by getting reps and sets. We don't get to do this as often as we like, and anytime we get a chance to do it, much like preparing for your PFT or CFT, the more you run, the more pull-ups you do, the better off you are. I would say yes, simply because we don't have an exercise with which all of the MSCs resident within 1st Marine Expeditionary Force have an opportunity to communicate over the various methods and means that we communicate, whether that's orders, phones, or electronic mail. We don't get to do that very often. And we have to send reports and talk across those different MSCs. We've done that throughout Pacific Blitz, which we don't do very often. MLG's efforts have helped us to improve or understand material readiness or equipment readiness and the execution of our operations. When equipment breaks or goes down, in real time we can actually repair it and get it back in the fight. That's something we don't get to do very often, as well as reporting equipment as it goes down so that the MEF and the MLG understand our actual material readiness in real time. I would say the blue-green team keeping the footprint as small as it can. It's done by putting the appropriate forces in the appropriate places. And because you have the right people with the right equipment set, that allows us to keep the quantity of forces on the beach or even on the ship and various locations that we're distributing to at a minimum through planning and thinking through the problem. Awesome. The flexibility and adaptability of the Navy Blue-Green team supports the Indo-Pacific and makes us the partner of choice, because the short time it takes us to respond to anything and the amount of things that we bring, the amount of forces, the amount of capabilities that we bring to any situation. That's what's most important. The ship-to-shore training helps us to conduct this type of operation in any place, any situation, any environment, just because we don't do this very often. The conditions here in Southern California allow us to operate in a varying and rapidly changing sea condition, as well as overall environmental conditions this time of year. I think that the Marines and sailors have improved their skill sets across or throughout Pacific Blitz by working together, gaining familiarity where there was unfamiliarity before this exercise, and confidence in their organic MOSs and what they've trained to do. They're actually getting to do what they signed up to do across the board, and I think that's really great.